Sorry, brother. Oh, everything good? He's far away. Then he there 3 minutes, 5 minutes in the masjid. Then here he needs 25 and go for tour, you go for salah, everything not good. What to do? This is my neighbor every day. What to do? Oh, I'm not coming. What to do? To make azan?
Yeah, first azan. We will make second azan.
Okay, inshallah. ماشي.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. So Ramadan is the best of the months, and the fasting is the best among the acts of worship. So the best of the speech is the book of Allah, the Kalam of Allah, the Quran. And the Ramadan has the honor that the Quran was revealed in it. So the esteem of the month, or the greatest merit of the month of Ramadan, is not that we fast in this month, but it's actually that it is intimately connected to the Quran. So it served as a vessel in which the Quran was revealed. As comes in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. So the month of Ramadan is the one in which the Quran was revealed. هدى للناس, so that's the purpose. It's a guidance for the mankind. وبينات من الهدى والفرقان, and clear signs that show the right way, and al-Furqan, the distinguisher between the right and the wrong. So Quran was revealed from the preserved tablet, the al-Mahfuz, which is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it was revealed from the al-Mahfuz to the lowest level of the heavens, the Sama al-Dunya. And that happened on the night of the Qadr, or the night of the power. So actually, definitely in the month of Ramadan. So that was the one way that the Quran came down. And then the Quran came down from the lowest level of the heavens onto the heart of the beloved Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That also started, the beginning of that also happened in the night of the power. So the first few verses of the Surah, the first 5 verses, that also, the starting of that, the revelation also happens on the night of the power. So Quran has the privilege that Ramadan has the privilege of the Quran was revealed in this month. So both Ramadan and Quran serve as spiritual healing. With the fasting, the nafs is subdued and trained, the desires are suppressed temporarily. And with the recitation of the Quran, the soul nourishes, the human being can reach a level that is greater than that of the angels. Because angels are predisposed to do that. They don't have any inclination to do ill. But human beings, when they do that out of their own volition, their level is higher than that of the angels. So it comes in the Quran, يا أيها الناس قد جاءتكم موعظة من ربكم وشفاء لما في الصدور وهدى ورحمة للمؤمنين. So, O people, there has to come an advice, موعظة from your Lord. شفاء لما في الصدور, so a cure for the ailments of the heart. So Quran is the cure for the diseases of the heart, the spiritual diseases. So those are far more common and more serious. So there are physical diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and then there is diseases of the heart or the qalb. And those are far more common and far more serious, like, for example, the kibr, the jealousy. These are diseases of the heart. They are far more serious because physical ailments will destroy a person's body, but the spiritual diseases can destroy one's after. So, for example, like I'm standing here on the minbar, I feel like I'm better than anybody else. That's kibr. That's like I feel like I'm superior. So it's like so the spiritual diseases are far more common, and then the Quran is the cure for those ailments. So Ramadan is a month of renewing the connection with the Quran. It's a month of intense recitation and the study of the Quran. So Prophet ﷺ used to recite the Quran every night to Angel Jibreel this month. He would be more generous than the following night. So it comes in the narration, the Prophet ﷺ was the most generous of all the people. He used to become even more generous in Ramadan when Jibreel met him. He used to meet him, Jibreel used to meet him every night during Ramadan, to revise the Quran with him. And Allah's Messenger used to be more generous than the fast wind. So what do we learn from this hadith is that reciting the Quran to somebody better than Quran than you. So Prophet reciting to into different races. Reciting to somebody who's the messenger who came down with the message. And they're reciting it in a gathering. So these are some of the lessons that we learn from this hadith. So reciting Quran abundantly in this month. So our pious predecessors, they understood this principle. So Imam Malik rahmatullahi, he used to leave the circles of hadith and he would turn to the book of Al-Musaf. Imam Shafi would complete 60 khatam of the Quran in this month. So one during the day, one during the night, 60 total. Imam Abu Hanifa would do a similar number of complete recitation in this month. It seems very far-fetched, but there are people, they're very strong Hufaz who like recorded themselves, the whole Quran in like 10 hours or less. So it is doable. So one Quran during the day, one Quran at night, so they do like 60 khatam in a month. سورة النحل آية القرآن أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وقال الرسول يا ربي إن قومي اتخذوا هذا القرآن مهجورا. And the messenger will say, oh my Lord, my people have taken this Quran as deserted. So we should not be among the people who have abandoned the Quran. So, and there are several interpretations of abandoning the Quran. So not reading it at all, reading it only in Ramadan, not understanding it and implementing the Quran, not living the lives according to the Quran. So some of us, like, we may read it, but we have no idea like what it means. And we don't live our life according to the Quran. So it's like sometimes it's just reciting it over the dead, or off the evil eye, or black magic. And then the most important, one of the primary objectives of the Quran is to reflect on the verses. كما في الآية القرآن أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم كتاب أنزلناه إليك مبارك ليدبروا آياته وليتذكر أولو الألباب. So this is the blessed book we have revealed to you so that they deliberate in its verses, so they ponder on the verses, so that the men of understanding may have the heed to their thoughts. So one of the primary objective is to reflect, is to ponder on the verses of the Quran. So in this month we need to focus on 4 things. So the Ramadan is very closely connected to the Quran. So how can we increase our relationship with the Quran? So 4 things. First is the recitation, the reading of the Quran. And it starts with learning how to read. So it seems like very basic, but like learning how to read the Quran properly with tajweed. So this is like a fardul ayn. So this is the finding of every Muslim to learn, or at least make an effort to learn how to recite the Quran properly. Not to rely on what was taught as a kid, but even as an adult, make an effort to beautify the Quran's recitation with proper tajweed. That's the first thing, is to know how to read. And people who know how to read, they are fluent in their recitation. They should make an intention to do at least one complete recitation of the Holy Quran, and have a plan in place how to do it. One day, one juz a day, or doing more than the weekends than the weekdays. So first is the recitation of the Quran. The second is some memorization of the Quran, even if it is like one ayah a day. So that will build a connection. The more you have in your heart, you're more connected to the Quran. And it's doable if one just focus on like maybe one ayah a day, then they can achieve like a goal of like maybe 1 or 2 pages of Quran in this month. And then ideally every Muslim should have some Quran in their heart, at least maybe one juz starting to read, the 30th juz. And number 3 is, which is probably the most important, I'll spend a little bit more time on that, is the reflection. Reflection or pondering on the words of the Quran. And the Arabic word is the tadabbur. Tadabbur is not the same as tafsir, interpretation of the verses. So reflection of tadabbur, it applies to everybody, not just the scholars. So we all should be reflecting on the verses of the Quran. And as I mentioned in the ayah of the Quran, that's one of the primary objectives that we ponder, we reflect on the verses of the Quran. And then this would be possible unless one knows the Arabic language. So if you don't know the language, then you have to read the translation. So you need to know what the Quran means. So having some understanding of the verses, that is when you can reflect on the verses. And a few examples of the reflection would be, when a verse mentions the vegan slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so then the reflection would be, like, what qualities do we have from those slaves? So when a verse mentions about the punishment and the hellfire, so the reflection would be like, how many warnings do we heed and how many warnings we ignore? So are we making an effort to avoid hellfire? So when the verses mention the pleasures of Jannah, so do we have like a longing to be there? Do we firmly believe in Jannah? It's not like fairy tales. And are we making an effort to enter Jannah? So these are like all examples of the content, all the examples of pondering in the verses. And when the verses mention the attributes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, attributes and His beautiful names, do we like glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way that He deserves to be glorified? And do we have like a love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So it comes in the Quran that believers are the ones who have intense love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Jumah Khutbah. And how can we like love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? It sounds like very abstract. By knowing Him through His names. So the more we know about Him, the more the love will enter the heart. And then when the verse mentions the blessings, so when mentions the innumerable blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so ponder would be, do we like thank Him enough for those blessings? And a great resource that I feel like it's accessible, it's very easy to read, if somebody who doesn't know the Arabic language, is the translation of the Holy Quran by Mufti Taqi Usmani with footnotes. It's called the Noble Quran, and it's available as a free PDF. It's also in the form of like an app, like Quran Explorer. So I like the app form of it because you can listen and you can read the translation, and the footnotes, which gives you the explanation, not exhaustive to the level of tafsir, but enough to have a proper understanding of the verses. Just to give an example, just to give like a taste of it, I'll just go through the Fatiha, which is something we listen all the time in Arabic, and it's something we should have a deeper understanding. So I'll try to do it quick in just a few minutes. So the Fatiha starts with, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So it starts with all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which means that whosoever praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at any time is in fact praising. So whoever praises anything, anywhere. So if somebody is praising a car or something else, so they are in fact praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because He's the creator of everything. So if you praise anything in this world, it's actually a praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He's the Lord of the world, Rabbul Alameen. So Alameen is the plural of Alam. Alam means like it covers all forms of existence: the sun, the moon, the stars, the plants, animals, earths, and of course the human beings. So everything is in the Alam. And Alameen is the plural. So there's no exact word in English, it's translated as the Lord of the worlds. And then Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, these are two names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Both are attributes of His mercy. And the first one refers to Ar-Rahman refers to the extensive nature. So he's all merciful. That's how it's translated. Ar-Rahman is all merciful. So it's like His mercy surrounds everything. So all merciful is Ar-Rahman. And Ar-Rahim is translated as very merciful. So that's the attribute which refers to the intensive nature. So one is the expansive nature, one is the intensive nature. So Ar-Rahim is very merciful. So Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, to master of the day of judgment. A reminder that this life is not all. So there's another life. We have to master the day of judgment. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. So you alone do we worship, and you alone we seek help. So assistance is any kind of help, even minor things. Not like asking for help for victories, but for everything we ask for your help. You alone do we iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. So take us onto the straight path. So there's two forms of guidance. One guidance is like if you could, is like to show the path like verbally, and just to guide somebody. If I ask somebody like various kinds of Rahman, and they just give me the guidance, like take this turn. That's one form of guidance. The other form of guidance is like I'll take you, I'll give you a ride. So that form of guidance is you take that person directly onto the straight path. So take us onto the straight path. Not the first one. The first one would be like take us to the path. Take us onto the straight path. So the second form of guidance is like we need Allah's guidance, like the guidance like step by step. And اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. So path of those whom you are pleased with, whom you have bestowed your grace. أنعمت عليهم. So it comes in another ayah, من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين. So the path would be the prophets. After them, the truthful, as-siddiqeen, as-shuhada, as-salihin. So these are the people that we want to be on their path. And now غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. So now the path of those who incur your wrath. So meaning that's the مَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ are the people who knowingly reject Him. So they know the truth, they have the knowledge, but they still reject it. And also not among those who are misguided astray. So these are the people who are like sincere, but they don't have the proper knowledge. So it's just like a quick summary of the Surah Fatiha, which is something like you all should know. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله. اما بعد فاعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا ايها الذين امنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن الا وانتم مسلمون. يا ايها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحده وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والارحام ان الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا ايها الذين امنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم اعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. ان اصدق الحديث كتاب الله واصدق الحديث كتاب الله واحسن الحديث هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الامور محدثاتها وكل محدثه بدعه وكل بدعة ضلالة. وأقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع مجيب الدعوات. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. اللهم اجرنا من النار. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
अगली सफे पूरी करें प्लीज. जगह बहुत है 3-4 लोगों की जगह और.
Everybody move forward, shoulder to shoulder. आ जाओ भाई, आगे जाओ, आगे.
Please remember to ask no feeling of deaths in between, and as it's your final prayer. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى. سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله There's a request to draw Brother Sham's sister. She's having the fluid in her lungs. He's been drawn from her for accident. صلي على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وسلم. نسأل الله العظيم رب العرش العظيم أن يشفي بين مرض البحر والشفي يا الله يا رحمن الرحيم. Please give her complete and fast recovery in this illness, means of forgiveness of her sins, and bring her back to the families that she can enjoy the rest of her life. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلق محمد وعلى آله وسلم.
Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, quick announcements. If you can give me some time, please. We have the Iftari party on Saturday. We request all of you to attend. We need donations. Last Saturday, we had it funded by Mana Foundation. They're the ones who paid for it. This time it's our community, which is going to provide it. Last week, I think 350 people showed up. So we would like for you guys to come, bring your friends and everybody, your family. Next Saturday, on April 8th, we have the Gain Peace event. So that's also Iftari, but in Gain Peace, we bring the outsiders to teach them about Ramadan and about Islam. So please definitely come. We have some people that are helping out. As you noticed, the other weeks we had biryani for sale. Some of the proceeds come to the masjid. So people are helping out in this way. There's a brother who is making these Ramadan rings. This is the smaller size for $95. There's a big one in the lobby for $150. It lights up and twinkles and everything like that. You can use it for many, many years. Some proceeds go to the masjid. So please, if you can, this is something that gives us and gives you as well. So please definitely help out. This is the month of Ramadan. The rewards are multiplied. So please donate generously. It's for you guys. I want you guys to get the rewards that Allah has provided for you. Please. So just find it in your heart and donate as much as you can. Jazakallah.